So, um, this is the second part of the mark making. And what I've done here is I've actually started with a clean sheet of paper. Um, and I'm going to start doing a different type of mark. So this time I'm going to use my pen again, and I'm just going to start making circles. They can be circles in circles. They can be circles like overlapping, or they can be circles beside. They can turn into spirals. They can be anything that you want, but it's just basically allowing your hand to move in a circular way. And if you want to go really slow, again, you can use this as a meditation. Really slow. Slow down your breathing, slow down your movement of your pen. And then you can start using your pen so that you're using it a different way. You're actually taking your pen and you're making thicker or darker lines, almost as though you're coloring with the pen, but still concentrating on line. And then you can think about doing lines that are more like um, angular. And again, using your whole arm to do your line. All your whole entire arm, not just your hand. You're basically just almost like doing a dance with your pen. Okay. Now, this is kind of like a warm-up of a session. You can do this and to activate a surface to get going when you have like a blank sheet of paper or a blank journal or a blank canvas. It's a really good method for activating your surface so that you're not working on a just a white blank, kind of like sometimes very intimidating surface. It's a great way to start. Okay, it doesn't mean that this is art. Now, if you do want this to become art, then you can come back and you can use, think about, okay, well, what's inside each one of these little segments here? You can play with this as long as you want. Sometimes I start a doodle and I just keep working on the doodle till it's really, really, really detailed. And sometimes I will take a doodle like this and I will turn it into something by turning my paper in different ways. Like I might turn my paper going this way, or I might look at it, on an easel. So actually we'll look at it so that it's looking at it on an easel. Um, so that's kind of an example of a mark making session that you can start with. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can take some paint or some water and turn this into kind of like a watercolor. And I sometimes will take my brush and I'll let my water kind of drip on its own. I find that when I start this way, when I start a painting this way, oftentimes it's better than something that I plan. As you notice that when you do water over the line over a pilot pen, you can really create some really interesting, almost like shapes. They become like more solid when you use just your water on your line. So again, you're not using anything except a black pen, some water, a brush, and you have a really interesting expression for this moment. Okay. You notice also that this is very layered. It's like I might have started with one thing, and then I started with the circles, and then I added um, some thicker lines, and then I came back and I did some jagged lines. So it's all based on line, but different kinds of lines. And that's what so beautiful. It's just the beauty of the line, and you're staying with just black because when you use a brush, you're creating grays too. So you can create lots of grays um, by doing this method. So you're using just the pen to do this. Now, there's another thing you can do, and that is you can look at your mark making, and you can look at it in different ways, and you can see if you see anything in the mark making that you did that could be a face or a hand or an object or an eye or something that might be in the mark making that you did. Not necessarily. You can just take the mark and just start writing, doing some stream of consciousness writing, like um, what does the symbol of the spiral mean? What does the symbol of the circle mean for you? What was the jagged lines that you created? What did that mean? There was a different kind of movement in that. So each time you changed your expression and your line, it was based on a change in the movement of your hand, a change in the pressure that you used with your pen, a change in it could even be connected to your own breath, or think about it as your heartbeat. So any kind of movement is an expression of who you are. And it does not mean that this necessarily has to be artwork. Okay. So if I change the lighting a little bit here, see. Um, There, that's better. Okay. So you can see that it's just an interesting mark. Actually, lots of marks. So try this method because this is a fun way of just being loose with a line. It's a fun way of expressing with no expectation. It's a fun way of really just playing with a pen. So, let's see. I hope to see you in the next module that I'm doing. This next module is based on doodling. It's very similar in that you're just going to use a pen and you're not going to be like planning anything specifically, but it is something that you will be expressing with just a line and just a pen. Okay? Thank you. Bye bye.